Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Cheryl. And together, Fickle
Stitches.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning, Cheryl.
It is January 21st. It is a slightly overcast day here in Broken Arrow.
Very overcast day here in Syracuse.
We are just excited to be here this morning. Maybe not excited. No, yeah, excited is good. I was looking forward to this all week. So, if you haven't figured out, or if you're new to us, we are a channel about cross stitch. We both enjoy it. We've been stitching for many years, and we just like to talk about it, share what we've been working on, and hope you like to see and what we've been going on. So we might as well just jump right in. We're looking at our piles of stuff going, we don't have a whole lot going on here this week. Wait a second. The last couple of times we have filmed, it's been a month between filming, so the stacks were high.
Very high.
Very high. So it may seem petite today, but...
And before we did our wood parade, so our stacks were
super high. So yes, so we're now in the midst of January, and it's settled down a little bit. So this is more like what you will typically see on our Flosstube videos. It's a little less volume, but all right. So I guess we might as well start off with some starts because I've got a few. How about you?
I just have one.
All right. Well, do you want to start off with yours?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So and this was also haul because I purchased it so I could start it.
It's okay.
This is the Storied Steeds Stitch Along from Ingleside Imaginarium. It's carousel horses.
Of course.
I'm stitching this on 16 count nothing from Mystic Fabrics.
That's a great name.
And I put in 373 stitches.
Oh, wait a second. There we go. We can see. Oh my gosh, that fabric. Wow. That's beautiful.
So the funny thing is I was like, oh, I want to get the boxes in. And then I was like trying to figure out, wait, where I want to get to the first release. And then it took me a minute to figure out that, oh, it's a carousel horse. So there's something that goes here on the pole.
On the pole.
Oh my God. I completely was not paying attention. I was like, I just thought it would go in the box. And then
Got it. Yes. So, how long of a stitch along is this one? Do you know how many parts?
It's going till November. It's releasing, it's 6.
Okay. So decent chunks.
Yeah. So every 2 months we get a carousel horse.
Ooh, that's a nice break in between each one.
Yes.
Nice.
And what about you, Cheryl? What did you start?
Okay, so I'm trying to get myself back on track. Well, I got a little off track with the starts for my birthday stitch along, 50 and 50 for 50. And so I'm trying to get 1 or 2 extra of the small ones in that I didn't get done at the end of 2022, which will be probably starting this week. So I was just trying to keep myself on track, long story short. So I was able to get 2 larges and 2 smalls started. So I'll show you them in order of the way I started them. So I'm gonna go and switch to, there we go. And I'm going to just double check one quick thing. Okay, beautiful. All right, so the first one I started since we last filmed is, whoops, I have them. There we go. One of the main things that I wanted to do for the 50 smalls was I wanted to start the Hometown Holiday series by Little House Needleworks. And I wanted to do like a couple of them a month, but throw in some other stuff so it wasn't all there. So the first one that I finally got to start was my house. Now you can see down here, there's the name and a little zhuzh. I will not be doing the name and the little zhuzh because the whole point of this is I'm going to make them and finish them in such a way that they can be arranged like a holiday Christmas village. And so I didn't want to put the name on this one. What I might end up doing is, as you can see, whoops, oh, okay. See, there we go. And on the top of the house, there's a wreath, and there's enough room in the wreath that I might put my initial so that you can see the letter H. And our house is basically a red brick, so it works out nice. So there you go. So I got a pretty decent start on it. I'm trying to get, with all of my starts for the birthday start along, I'm trying to get at least 2 hours or at least 200 plus stitches in before I move on to either a whip or a new start. So I am doing this on 40 count lamb's wool linen. It's kind of petite. And this is how much I've gotten done so far on that one.
It's a good start.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm happy with that start. And so then I put it down because I was starting other things. Then the next on my start list was Peacock by Mill Hill. It is a curly girl design kit. And this was, I deliberately picked this one to do in the month of January. I actually wanted to do it as my January 1st start, and things didn't quite work out that way, but that's okay. But this is it. I picked it because of the verse, or I should say the saying on it. Have only one rule. Be your wild, courageous, and brilliant self every single day, no matter what. Which I thought was kind of nice.
I love that peacock.
And I just realized how dirty my fingernail was. Whoa, that's so not good. I know, the peacock is great. So I was able, in the 2-hour time frame, I was able to get the whole orange stripey stripe up top finished, which is a deceptive amount of stitches. What's that?
That looks so big.
It is. It's bigger than I thought. Yeah. I'm using the kit fabric, which is a 28 count Star Sapphire linen by Witchholt. I think that's why it seems so large to me after I've been on 40 count.
Yeah.
1/2. I'm now doing 28 count 2/2. But yeah, so I'm really happy with that start. I really like the kit and the saying, and so I was happy with the start on that. Not everything I have has a project bag, but this one is living in this bag, so
Cute.
there you go. I thought that was kind of cute. I have a stash of random bags and stuff. They're weird. Okay, so the next start was another large one. No, this one is good. We're going from the extreme, from 40 count, excuse me, to I'm literally stitching with yarn. So this is a pillow kit from Vervaco, and this is called Winter Landscape. Whoops, sorry. And it's literally like, if you've ever done latch hook kits with a really big canvas, that's what this is. And we're using yarn, literally acrylic yarn. It took me a minute to figure out a rhythm on how to stitch this, but that's okay. And I'm putting this as the back because it's a painted canvas basically. I don't know. Can you see that, Kate?
Yep.
Okay. So as you can see, I basically concentrated on the stripes across the top. There's 3 different colors of gold, and the way it was painted, it took me a minute to figure out which color was which yarn was which color on the actual canvas. So Kate was online when I first started this, and there was a little bit of agitation. But
She was very people.
What was that?
Said you were very scary that night.
I try not to be, but when I'm doing something that's out of my norm and I have to figure out a rhythm, and I was holding it at a weird angle so I'd be able to stitch it, so it was aggravating my shoulder. It was just not a pretty night. But I think I've got it figured out. And so it turns out to be a really quite big pillow, and then you just attach it to something. But they're fun. I've got 2 other ones in my stash. They were popular they came out and they were popular at a point while I was working at Stitchworks. And so I have this one, and then I have 2 autumn themed ones. And so I thought I knew I wanted to start one of them as part of my birthday stitch along, but I figured I'd ease off on the autumn and maybe go for a winter.
I think we need to get you into summer at some point.
I would like to let you know that I do have summer ones planned, I promise.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of summer stuff. I guess for me, the nautical ocean stuff kind of counts as the summer stuff, but but I deliberately picked some things that are like, hey, summer. And then my last start was a couple nights ago. I started yet another one of the Hometown Holiday series. I'm doing them in order. So this is number 2. This is Main Street Station. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the... Whoops, there we go. There we go. Bring it closer up.
Our first time filming, people. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Every time I change my... I don't know what it is. Okay, so it's the train station, and I concentrated up on this area, so you will see that here. There we go. So basically I have the peak of the station done. There's a wreath that goes in there, and I'll probably do a smidge more on this before I set it down and move on to the next thing. So there you go. So those are my starts.
Very good.
Okay. Let's talk whips.
Shall we?
We shall.
That was odd to just keep stitching.
Right?
All right. Me first?
Yes.
Okay. So, in no particular order.
Okay.
So I was stitching this one just to try to catch it up. This is my Autumn Walks band sampler from the Stitching Cabin Co. This is on 16 count sea salt with the called for thread, and I put 2,240 stitches in it.
Woo!
And I caught up 2 parts.
Yeah, you did. Oh, wow, that looks really good.
So I have 1 more part to go.
Yeah.
To catch up before February. I don't know if I'm going to do it this month. I might just try to do 2 parts next month.
Yeah. No, you got a lot done. That looks good.
Yeah.
Love those pumpkins.
I know, the pumpkins were fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this one I pulled out because it had a birthday. This is my Walk Fast sampler from Lindy Stitches. It's on 16 count sandy bottom from Fortnite Fabrics. And I started this on January 17th last year it was supposed to be Betty White's birthday, but it turned into a tribute for Betty White.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And
Nice.
I put in 228 stitches on this.
So you focused more on the lettering again, or the...
This line right here
Okay,
wasn't there before.
gotcha. Nice. That's pretty large.
It's, yeah, it's a medium, but
Medium, okay. Nice.
okay. Dog's Declaration is next from Ink Circles on 16 count white chocolate with Valdani threads. This was a category piece for me. Since I had never stitched with Valdani, it fell into the new to me category.
Nice.
And I put 1,870 stitches in, and I got a page finish.
Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. I love her pattern so much.
Yes.
So how are you? I know you've got some more time in with the Valdani threads. How are you feeling about them?
They're fine.
Okay.
You just really notice it if you go from like silk to Valdani.
Right?
Yeah.
It looks really, really good.
I know, I'm so pleased with how it's looking, and I almost kept going, but I still had other things to fit.
The Scooby-Doo needle minder.
Of course.
Love it.
Okay.
Love
All right.
it.
Mythical Creature Stitch Along from Paine Freak Crafts on 16 count Wren. This is the one I'm divided up into 12, and I will stitch. So like January, I put the cross stitch in on the unicorn.
Oh my goodness.
And then February, I will backstitch the unicorn.
Wow. There's...
March, I will put in the V. So this was
Nice.
693 stitches.
Oh, over the other way, Kate, because there we are. The blues are or purples. Regardless, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's not a ton of ton of cross stitch for each one. It's the back stitch.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's just my arch nemesis.
Correct. But it's beautiful.
Thank you. All right. Next I worked on, this is a Whipco choice that Matt. This is Raccoon from Cottage Garden Samplings. It's on 16 count Velt from Picture This Plus. And I put in 621 stitches.
Nice. Can you repeat after what you said? It was a Whipco piece for me.
Yes. So this is Raccoon from Cottage Garden Samplings on 16 count Velt from Picture This Plus.
Okay. And why did you pick this one?
Matt picked it. It's my one of my Whipcos.
Okay. Beautiful. Ooh, it's almost done.
It is. It's getting there. There's still solid stitching there, though. There's at least 2,000 plus stitches left on that thing.
It's super pretty.
Okay. My next one was Shores of Hawk Run Hollow, which met the category released before 2013, I think it was. And I put in 446 stitches on this.
Nice.
And I came down to block 5. I thought I would go over to block 3, but I decided to sit, and I came down to block 5.
You are boogieing right along on that.
No, I'm not.
I'm trying to encourage you. No, I'm not. Looks good.
All right. And I saved the best one for last.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I got a bee in my butt about finishing something. So I pulled out Hyperborea from Owl Forest Embroidery. This is on 16 count Be More Pacific from Mystic Fabrics.
Yes.
And I put in 3,843 stitches on this. And all I have left is the links.
The links. Oh my gosh, I love that fabric so much. It looks so good. Everything is popping beautifully on it. Love it. You're going to have that done. Are you going to work on it this upcoming week?
I'm going to have this done by midnight, I think.
Yes. Beautiful.
So, since I started counting stitches again and for categories and stuff, I added up my total stitches for this last 2 weeks, and it is 10,314. Wow. And that's the face I wanted to see. That's why I was
I'm really glad I remembered to do the split screen when I did that. Yay me. Oh my gosh, Kate.
Yeah.
Your needle flies. You have a flying needle.
I had stopped counting, so I didn't really process like how much I actually stitch, but I stitched.
I can see it, but sometimes you need to see the number. Like me looking at your progress especially every 2 weeks, I can see it, but when you have the numbers, it's like, oh.
Oh, and Hyperborea was for a category. It was for the category was large. So I am finding the categories interesting. That I do tend to like pick one and just run with it.
I was going to ask how that was working for you, because I know that was a new thing you've been doing to help you this year, and I was wondering how it was going for you.
I like it. We'll talk more about it in plans. Your whips.
Okay, so what's interesting to me is that I'm part of Whip Warriors, and they have like these games and stuff like that that you can use to help move yourself along. And one of the things I've been doing is categories. So it's kind of like a dual, like we're on a parallel kind of thing, but different. But anyways, I worked on these two things a lot on one of them because they met a lot of my categories along with my starts. I morphed some of those in as well, but I'm gonna switch over here. So one of these I worked on last night, and you saw me do it because it was literally one of the categories. I worked some on Love and Joy by Elizabeth Needleworks Designs. This is an oldie but goodie. She released it as a kit and as a pattern. And so what I am concentrating on, if you look real close, the last you saw me working on this, it was just that backstitch twisted border. Now I'm starting to work on the pine needles in between. And as you can see, they don't all go in the same direction all the time. So you have to be kind of watching what you're doing. So last night I started working on that, and I got, whoops, there we go. I got the left-hand side done.
Oh, it looks so good, Cheryl.
Now I'm loving it. Now that I got through the backstitch blankety blank, I love it. 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 Which I knew I would, because my friend stitched it when it first came out as a kit, and she has it in her living room. And every time I see it, I was like, I love this one so much. And it's silks, so it's stitching like a dream. It's beautiful. So we'll talk a little bit about this and my plans too. But yeah, this is where I've gotten. For the details on it, it is 28 count even weave, like a cream even weave. I bought it as part of a kit, so I got all the accoutrement. And there were silk threads in it, and the even weave, and it's stitching up so nice. I love it. Now I'm happy about it. When I first started, I was ready to chuck it, but now I'm happy about it. And the other whip I was working on is Temperature Quilt by Stitch and Mommy. I am doing this version of it, and I'm charting the temperatures from my birthday to my birthday, and the top triangle will be the temperature where I'm from originally, and the bottom triangle is the temperature of where I live currently. So, because I have to be difficult, make things difficult for myself. As you can see, what?
I wasn't going to say it.
That's okay. All right. So this is how far I've gotten.
Yay.
I'm finally doing some color. For a while there, I was doing all the border. Oh, dear Lord, have mercy. So yeah, you can see it. There we are. Now you can see the whole thing. The first column, the extra wide column over here, is actually the month of October until I get to the 23rd. And then you'll start seeing quilt blocks. And so now I'm just trying to make a way down there. I'm trying to do a little bit on it every day, or every couple of days, get a nice chunk in on it so that I can kind of be caught up. Because I would like to try and have this finished like the week of my birthday. So that way it's done. Because I'm not doing it until the end of 2023. It's just to my birthday in 2023. So there you go. So it's really interesting. Part of the reason why I did this was to compare, the questions I always get as a Canadian living in the States. It's like, oh, it must be cold all the time. And I'm like, there's a lot of times where the temperatures are the same. Not in the summer with Oklahoma. But for me, it's just interesting to compare the two. So that's why I'm doing it. So anyway, so I'm excited about that. I'm doing the colors is fun for me. I just like doing that part, seeing how they mush together. And I deliberately picked a quilt so that it will be hanging. It'll hang in my craft room when it's done. So I wanted something that was representative of that. Not that I didn't love your butterflies or Laurel's temperature tree, but I wanted something that matched my craft room. So there you go. So that's what I did. Now what would you like to talk about?
Do you want to talk plans?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I have plans.
We like to talk about plans.
Okay. So I would like to finish Hyperborea, and I see that happening this weekend.
I'm excited about that.
I have a category left for January. I chose the pointed fifth. I think it was under so many colors, and there's only 2 colors in that one. Work on that. Mm-hmm. Give it some love. And then my second Whip Go call for the month was Laurel's choice, and she chose Dog's Day Out.
Nice.
Pull that one out. And I think I have to iron that before I can stitch on it again. It was so bad in the Whip Parade. And then yesterday, I got Sammy did the February categories came out.
Ooh. I might actually try to use those this time. Well, we'll see. I'll have to hear what they are.
All right, so the first one is full coverage.
Got one. Yeah, okay.
The second one is monochromatic.
Mm.
The third one is Stitcher's Choice, whatever you want. The fourth one goes right along with the first one. More than 50 colors.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And the fifth one is medium.
Medium. Ooh, those are fun categories to work with.
Yeah, so considering I have, half my whip list is medium, half is large, and there is one small on my whip list.
And even that, it's not tiny, tiny. It's like probably the 100 by the 100, right?
No. It's the small one. It's my Namaste Witches.
Oh, right. Yes, you're right. That is small.
870 stitches. If I pick that thing back up, it'll be done.
It'll be done. Yeah. Well, yeah. So is that all? That's your plans for the next couple of weeks, yeah?
Dog's Day Out, the Pointed Fifth. I may just choose to put more stitches in on my category pieces just to try to make sure everything hits progress.
Yeah.
Oh, the February. I don't know who coined it. I heard it randomly on a Flosstube, and I don't know what it particularly, if it's specific, what it means.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard people call it Full Coverage February.
Ooh.
I want progress on my full coverages. So,
How many, do you know offhand how many you have?
3.
Okay. Mmm.
It's Ravenclaw,
Right.
Rhiannon,
Right.
and the new one I started, the Elemental Icons Earth.
Mmm. That would be, those would kind of fit in a lot of those categories too, right?
Yeah, they would. I also need to adjust my, so my goal for January was 6,000 stitches total for the categories
Mm-hmm.
all together. And since I've already stitched 10,000 stitches in 2 weeks, I think I need to increase my goal for February.
Well, I wouldn't go too high because months are different depending on what's going on. But well, it's your plan. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But yeah, okay. So that sounds good.
I'm definitely going up to either 8,000 or 10,000.
For the whole month? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that would be doable.
Yeah. No, I wasn't going to be crazy and do 20,000. No.
Well, we do like to overestimate.
Overestimate? Yeah.
Well, here's my dilemma right now. Well, plan number 1 is try to update my Instagram. Dear God, I'm so far behind in posting some pictures of what I've been stitching on. So that's plan number 1. Plan number 1 is at least to get some pictures up.
You could create a collage. This starts.
I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, just so I'm not like flooding, like do a chunk of 4, or so that I'm not flooding it with all the stuff that I've done for a while.
That reminds me, everyone, there is a hashtag 50 and 50 for 50, and 50s are 50, and Cheryl's progress.
Yes. Well, yes. So I actually need to post some stuff so you can see it. But yeah, that's what I've been doing to
encourage you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I really do need to do it. That was one of the things I wanted to do this weekend in like small little amounts. Was like, okay, all right, here's the next couple of, so because I have been stitching a lot. I've noticed in like, especially the month of January, I'm making a concerted effort to at least stitch an hour every night, or at least get a length of thread in every night. Because if I don't, my work is incredibly, well, I'll just be careful how I say this. I have to make a lot of decisions during the run of a day. I have to juggle a lot of plates. And by the end of the day, I can be really super tired. And if I don't say, you know what, I'm just going to go at least put a thread in, I won't get anywhere during the week on my stitching. And that's no good. And usually once I get started, I feel much better and it helps. So I've made a really big effort the month of January to stitch every day. So that is why I've been able to keep up on everything. The thing that I'm having a hard time with is starting all the things for my birthday stitch along is great. I'm doing pretty good on that. It's getting some love in on my whips. And I'm trying to figure out how to fit in whip go. I knew this was going to be an issue, so I scaled back my goals for my whip go blocks. I'm only doing like 3 hours or 300 stitches, whichever comes first. But I'm having a hard time carving out the time to get whip go done. So I'm trying to, my thought process is try to work on those on the weekend. So I have work on a whip that's not a birthday Sal start. I think I'm going to work on that either today or tomorrow. Not 100% sure which one it's going to be. I have a start on Sunday. And yeah. So, and I'm working on categories. I only have a couple left for the month. I found that worked really good for helping me get something done on some stuff. But I don't know. I'm still kind of working through the best rhythm for the rest of the year.
January, give yourself some grace.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting stitches done, but there are some whip projects that I would really like to get finished too. I'm just having a hard time figuring out where they live in the schedule. So
I've noticed that since we did the whip parade that I've just been like, damn it, I need to finish these things.
Mm-hmm. And some of mine, I'm in the same place because I was like, oh, that one's so nice. I forgot about this one. Even though I did like no new starts last year, I still didn't get to all of my whips. I focused on the ones that I knew I could finish to open up slots so I could do some starts near the end of the no new starts process. But so I didn't get to everything, and I'm like, I still would like to finish these. And I'm having a hard time slotting them in. I didn't get all of my whip go blocks done last year, and I would like to do that too, because I want to put some love in on my map, the ink circles map. Because I'm like, if I put some concerted time on that, it'll be done. It's just
the same thing we say about everything. If I just put some time in it, it'll be done. And we underestimate how much time it's going to take.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. Like I said, I will get that done by midnight tonight. I won't get it done by midnight tonight. I bet there's over 1,000 stitches in that.
I don't know. You never know.
There's a nap in my future. So
yes, that comes first.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna keep on trucking and try to work on a non-birthday whip this weekend on the weekends. I'm gonna try and slot that in somehow and just go from there.
You pick one weekday night that you work on a whip and not one of the starts.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like,
put a length of thread into something.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to end up having to do. I kind of wrote out a little bit of a schedule just to remind me, hey, you wanted to work on this, you wanted to work on that. And some of it I adhered to, and some of it I was just like, I can't mess with anything complicated today. I'm going to work on temperature quilt because all I have to do is beige stitches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just rows of beige stitches, and that's all I could fathom stitching that night. So
what about opal? And put a length in, do a diamond. And
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think that's a really good point. I think what I need to do is have like a couple of them ready and say, this is a good one, like you said, just to do a length on. This is a good one when you're feeling energetic and want to get a chunk done, you know?
You're not going to do sea cliffs on a weeknight.
No, I have to be in a certain, and it's the same with the map. I have to be in a certain mindset to be able to work on the map, because part of it is figuring out where everything goes. And so I have to have some brain power.
I can't pull out full coverage at, when the dog gets me up at like 5 a.m., I can't pull out my full coverage at 5 a.m. I'm just not. I have to pull out like Owl Forest or Maryland or something that does not require a lot of brain power.
Yeah. So I've noticed that about my, oh, why is it doing this? We were doing so well. Oh, no, it's okay. I've noticed this month that's what I've had to do. Like, I can have all the schedule and all the plans that I want for my stitching, and it's just like, you know what, tonight I just need to stitch beige.
Yeah.
You know, and be okay with it. Like, I used to be like, oh, I've got to stick to the plan. And I'm like, you're like, no, you don't have to. What is it that you always say when we're trying to figure out what we're doing? Stitching shouldn't be hard, or we're thinking too much. You always say something when we're like on Vertical Stitches and one of us is overthinking. I can't remember either. But it's just being okay with changing the plan.
Well, that's why we're fickle.
Well, it took me a while to be okay with that. It took me a while. But anywho, that's a discussion I wasn't expecting to get into. But okay, so I think that's our tentative plan.
Tentative plans.
So let us talk about acquisitions.
And it'll be a short segment.
Yes, it's only 2 weeks worth, people. Just wait. Wegmans bag of acquisitions. Wegmans bag of acquisitions. Yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome, people.
All right. So this is my last fabric of the month from Grace Notes Fabric.
Right.
This is a 16 count fat quarter. All right. Pensiera. Pensiera?
Spell that again.
Pensiera. All right. So it's just got a hint of purpley pink.
I was going to say, that looks like a very pale purple.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Just a touch. Yeah, I've got one more Be Stitch Me coming, and then I'll be done with that. And then I'm starting the fabric of the month from Garan Stitchery, which is Atomic Ranch. I've never stitched anything with Atomic Ranch, so I thought I'd give them a whirl this year.
Nice.
And my only other, God, do I remember? I think this is from Studio 88. It's a project bag.
I love it.
Project bag. It's got a handle.
Oh, it's a big one, yeah.
And then on the back,
skeleton kitties.
Sugar Skull skeleton kitties.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
So I already have the project that's going in here. It's the scary sampler, the spooky sampler.
One of the samplers.
By Heartstring. Because we're gonna, Vicky and I and somebody else and somebody else and somebody else are gonna start it January 31st.
Yay!
Strong-armed a lot of people into buying this thing.
Yes, you did. I am not going to be one of those people. I am going to be your number one watch-along fan.
Okay.
There you go.
That's it for my acquisitions.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I love that bag. That bag is awesome. Okay. So, part of the acquisitions I made are supplies for my birthday stitch alongs, so I won't bore you with all the DMC. I will, however, just give you a little flash of this. Now, some of you might say, Cheryl, what are you doing? And I said, I'm spending my bonus. That's what I'm doing. So this are my silks for, I'm revealing some of my starts. Is Snow Queen by Mirabilia. That's that part. And then these are all the silks for Shores of Hawk Run Hollow and Riley Harbor. I'm super excited about this. I said to myself when I was going to do this whole shenanigans was certain projects I want to kit as much as possible the way I see them, because there's a reason why I love them. And I've saved up and I got a nice little bonus and I got the silks. So I'm excited. I wanted to stitch some stuff with silk first to make sure I liked it. Oh, I like it. And I like it a lot. And so, but pretty much everything else, with the exception of certain fabrics, I'm pulling out of my stash because I've been saving up a lot of stash. And part of this is to use what I have, but this is not part of that list. So I'm excited. And of course, I also got, again, this is a bit of a spoiler alert. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I realized I did it. This is also a little bit of a spoiler alert. I will be doing Here Be Lions by Modern Folk Embroidery.
Great.
And the biggest reason why I was drawn to this was on the Nova Scotia flag. This puppy is in the middle. And it's the lion rampant. And so I am toying with the idea, I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm toying with the idea of making this red, the background yellow, and then the outside stuff to be the blue of the Nova Scotia flag. Considering it. I'm not sure, or I might just do it monochromatic and the Nova Scotia flag blue. Not sure yet.
Okay.
But we'll see. But I'm excited. I love this. I love this very much. Love it muchly. So I'm like, I will be doing this one. So I got that. I also got some more fabric because once I cut up my fabric for the Hometown Holiday series, I realized I needed a little bit more. So I got a little bit more, but I won't show you that because that's kind of boring. And then one of the things I realized was I've got a couple of really large new starts or upcoming starts through my birthday sale, and I need slightly larger project bags to hold them all. Yeah, so I went on Crab Shack Stitchery and got a couple. So this is the first one, which I think is super pretty. There we go. Are you still there? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, sorry. I didn't, for some reason I thought we were stuck. That's why I was asking. This is the next one.
Yeah, see that for
Enjoyable.
you.
Yeah. And then I snagged this one. This is going to be what Hometown Holiday, all of the 23 of them are going to live in, is this bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we created a problem. We shouted out Crab Shack so much that there's no more project bags. We filled the inventory.
We have. I told a friend of mine, asked my friend Kit, pinged me like, was it this week? She's like, what's some names of some bag people that you use? Because I know you get a lot of them. And I was like, so I told her about Crab Shack. I told her about Vicky because there's different bag sizes and things like that. And I said, those are the two that I use the most, but there's lots out there. And yeah, ever since I told her that, there's been none for her to look at. I think she's in the middle of a sewing spree, so I'm hopeful. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed.
It's bad. I've been checking every day.
I know. I've been waiting for Vicky Stitch a Button, but I know she's been sick and there's been some stuff going on, so she hasn't put any new bags up lately. So I'm just waiting for some more. And then when she sent Crab Shack sent some zipper pulls.
Oh, that's nice.
So I have, for the ones I don't have any, there was an assortment of zipper pulls. So that I thought that was kind of fun. So I'll go and snip some on. I also got myself some tags, especially for Crab Shack I can't see in. So I'm going to tag my bags. And I also got a one of those needle holders where you can put some thread and a threaded needle in for my temperature quilt. So I always have the colors threaded, so I can just, when I'm doing the, do you want?
Is it the?
It's like those little, yeah, and it's got holes in it, and you can mark the number, and you can hang and stick your needles in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I might have to insert a picture here. Just because I have that out 24/7, and I just want to be able to pick a threaded needle color when I get to that color in the temperatures so that they're done.
Hurt really bad again about like, here's what it looks like.
That's okay. I'll just stick it in there. No problem. Now that we have inventory of our current whip pictures, it makes it so much easier.
Yes.
Yes, it's lovely. So that's, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's it for me. I am going to go to Michael's today and get a little more DMC with a coupon. But like I said, I'm not going to show you all that because that's just supplies. So
yeah, it's not exciting.
Not really, no. But yeah, so I think that's it for me. How about you?
That's it for me.
Well, there you go. I don't know what else to say.
Like, subscribe, comment, do all the YouTube-y things.
All the YouTube-y things. Thank you to, we've been still getting new people. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah.
Please do not hesitate to comment or ask questions about what we're stitching on or whatever. We like to hear feedback. We get a lot of feedback on virtual stitchers, which is lovely, but you can use that too. You can use the comments below. So
follow us at hashtag Fickle Stitches.
yes, we do post an individual. Well, Kate much more than me. But we do post on Instagram if you want to keep track of stuff in between filmings. And yeah, so there you go. And we'll post, well, I'll put those below so you can refer back to them if you want. So, but other than that, I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Happy stitching, everybody.
Yep.
Have a great day. Bye.